Hi everyone. In this video, we will explore how to build our own agent skill document. Okay, and what are the best practices that we should follow while creating these skills. In the past videos, we saw we have used the skill document used by some other people. We downloaded it and we try to see how does it work. But here I will show you how you can write it and what are the best practices that we should follow. Okay, so let's straight jump to the practical. So let's say you can create a folder my skills. For example, name can be given, and you can go to this folder, and here you can create a file. Let's call, okay, uh, let's say skill.md. Okay, and so now let me, where is that? So this is the file, right? So I'm just opening it. So here first it's a YAML file. So 2-3 line you give, and you give a name, and then you give a description. Okay, and here for example we can give just copy paste from somewhere uh, so that it will be very fast. So let's say this is scan by single cell analysis is the skill name, and it should be unique name. Okay, and you can give a description like this does performs single cell data analysis, does this one and all these things. Okay, so this is the basic structure. This is what it gives you, the table of content. This is what agent reads first. Okay, so then we can just give some, again some title, some descriptions, and basically you should also write about when to use. And again, if you can do header 1, header 2, that way, right? So single has is equal to header 1. Okay, and this is the second header. And when you use, when users asks following questions, okay, then you can use. And what are the supported input platform, and default recommendation is what. Okay, and just let me delete that. And this is what, and also we can also write dependencies. Okay, so we need scanpy and data matplotlib numpy and or latent clustering. So this is how it will know it. Okay, and then we can just say like how one can run it. And this is what I have given. So now what we'll do, I'll include a script. Already I've written it. uh, 1 second, where did I kept that one? I think scan by skills. I'm just copying, already I have written it. So there is a script I have written, Python script. I just put it here. Okay, so now if you look at my structure, right, otherwise I will show over here. uh, so here in this my skill folder we have skills.md, and this is my script. So this is a very simple Python function. Okay, so you see it's a Python function for data loading, then this function for providing basic summary, and it will do the calculated QC matrix, violin plot, all these thing what you get from scanpy tutorial, right? I just made a function into different function. And QC plot, PCA, run UMap, and plot UMap, latent clustering, those kind of thing. And this is how it will run. So you just give the input file and where you want output file, and it will do load the data, the output directory, and it will give the summary and the calculate QC before, QC after, like that. So this is what, when we will run the end-to-end pipeline, this is what you will run. Third step, fourth step, fifth step, preprocessing, QC matrix, violin plot, the scatter plot, normalization, all these things it will do. So step by step. So there are almost 17 or 18 steps. I have written it in the form of pipeline in the steps, right? So this is the file, the script which will run end to end. Okay, and here we can give the approach like this is how you will going to run it. Okay, so you can put this document. So say that for standard analysis use this script, and the Python 3 this one, you can give the input and use the output like that. Okay, and furthermore you can give extra information like when to use this approach. Already I have given it here, right? Okay, so installation parameters, what are the output it will generate, and what are the workflow steps are there, and some example uses, best practices, and further reference. I just copy it and just put it here, right? But you get an idea, like so how you should give more instruction. I have not spent more time on it to write more details, but just to give some idea how much information I can do that. Okay, So now my skills is ready, and what we will do now, we will zip it. So this is the folder. You see I have the skills and scanpy workflow, right? These two I am zipping it, and let's zip it. Okay, so this is, I'm again, we will do zip file, my skill.zip. So now copy this path and go to the capabilities, and I have disabled all the skills. So now let's load the skills. Okay, so let it, okay, so I have to select it. So this is now loaded. Okay, so now let's go fresh chart. Hey, what local skills you have? I have access to this and ScanPy single analysis. This is the skills I have written it, right? So now let's ask him to run the analysis. This is the data. Can you please run the single cell analysis? Okay, so now again it will use that skills, that is my skills. So it has now read it. So it is not using the skills from what I copied last time, last previous videos from public repository. This is my skills, because this is, it is using my Python function to do that. Okay, so it will now install the required packages. So let's see. Unfortunately is non-environment, network doesn't allow. Okay, sometimes it happens. Try again. Let's try. Because when I was experimenting, like sometimes in the previous rate it could install scanpy, do that, but now it is not allowing me to do that. Oh no, no. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, unfortunately it did not work, but it should work actually when it reruns, right? Uh, but if it hypothetically, if it works, right, it will follow the documentation. It will run the Python script what we have written over here, right? It will load the data, because in the main function it's like it will execute the script, that's all. you know it will follow the guidelines that I have given. Okay, so this is how you can write custom skills, not that very difficult thing. Alternately, what we can also do, like you can go to, for example, go to the settings, and again go to capabilities, and you can just click on add and like create with Cloud. Okay, Cloud have something called uh, you know skill creator skills. Okay, so basically they have given the skills. To create skills they have another skill creator skill, so very confusing. So yeah, use that to so you can say like, hey, so see, I want to create a skill on, let's say, metabolomics data analysis. Okay, just generate skills.md file first, then I will modify it, for example, just to let's say it will work. I have never tried that. I'm directly trying over here. So it is now doing that. It seems content having some issue, some issues, network issues probably, because that's what in my previous did not work actually. So now you see very nicely it generated the skills for me. I didn't have to write anything for it. Based on the knowledge what it got, it will create the skill file for me, and then I can now modify it, right? So that's very good way, rather than starting from scratch. You can refer to this skills.md file. So let's see. Repeat couple of weeks. Let's see what it, the pathway enrichment analysis. Okay, let it do that. Meanwhile, I was telling, like I was trying some other interesting these bio skills that you can try it out. One is example. Very interesting one in the gene ontology and pathway enrichment. You can do, for example, if you go pathway analysis, right? So it has gene ontology enrichment and get pathway analysis, those kind of things that you can try it out. Again, download it, zip it. But again, I'm telling you, like, this is very risky as well, security concern, because this is your since you are not running locally, you are running on entropic system, so it is more safe. But when you actually run it on cloud code or something, because you will be running in your system, it will be very risk. So security, because you are running the script written by someone else, you have to be very, very careful, go through that, and then only you run it. Okay, so it's generated that. Yeah, let's see when we'll get the output. Yep. So meanwhile, you can further read further reference. Like if you want to go ahead, this is the last video, like for this series, where I gave overview of all the skills kind of thing. But if you want to read, the best place is like go to the cloud desktop, and they have a dedicated section on agent skills, like overview. You can go read that. And most importantly, I would recommend you to read this engineering block, equipping agents for real world agent skills. So just 5 to 10 minutes read. So it says that the anatomy of the skills, like how does the skills file looks like. As I said, this is the YAML top, and this is the downstream one, the main content. And you can give further reference. I think it will not load probably. You can give further reference to another MDF file, or you can also give some other reference to other file. And and how the token will load, the first one, the metadata, will always load. That will consume around 100 token, but rest of them progressively it will load. And yeah, so then it talks about like how you can develop and evaluate skills. Like start with evaluation, then you can structure them for scale. Like start with very small one, then you can organize them, add more skills, and arrange them. That's what it talks about. Structures for scale, and think from cloud's perspective, and iterate with the cloud. So just always start with small and improve like that. And some security consideration is like, we recommend installing skills only from trusted sources. Very important. That's this thing. And future of skills is like, agent skills are supported today across cloud AI, cloud code, cloud SDK, cloud developer platform. In the coming weeks, more features will come, and how we will integrate MCP and all, like those kind of thing. And this was a very old blog. I think this was from October 2025, and today is February 2026. So it's like 5-6 months back. But yeah, so it's changed this thing. Okay, so I think it generated the skills file for us. Very interesting, nice one. Okay, if you go to the the overview, trigger condition, and environmental setup, input data format. Wow. Okay, so nice contents are there. But again, you verify it, you improve it, you can edit it, and you can again reuse it for the analysis. So either you can use your own understanding to create this MD file. The structure is very simple, and then otherwise you can also use you know uh, the skill creator to generate it. Okay, so I think that's all about here. I had okay, so last point before closing, like how all this fits, right? So in the see, we are working in agent, and in a multi-agent system, like we can have sub agents. Okay, so you can design your architecture such that you can equip, like let's say, sub agent for QC skills. This agent you can equip with some, then let's say, pre-processing skills. This agent for other skills. So each agent will be occupied with a different kind of skills, and that's why progressively it will be read. And again, at the same time, you can write the skills to use a particular MCP server. So for example, let's say you have written an MCP server, and during the skills you can say that, hey, for this task you should, let's say, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, for that you use MCP server to do that analysis. That way all this fit, like, so you can have, this is more of an agentic AI system where you have the MCP server, you have many agents working together, one main agent orchestrating everything, and they are using skills. So if you see, I have created video series on agents, then how the different design patterns, also web another series on MCP, and this is the skills. So all are interconnected. So given a problem statement, you have to think how you can design a system where certain things it's better to host in the form of MCP server, so that you can directly connect and you can use it. And at the same time, you can directly pre-package your scripts in the form of skills, so that you can directly run it. So a lot of pros and cons are there, and that's what is very important to understand, the fundamental difference between skills versus MCP versus agents, and how they work together. You know, yeah. So with that, I think that's all I had in this agentic skills. But there are a lot of things to learn. Um, what you can also try, like you can learn about agent, as I said, agent SDK. Okay, and then something called cloud code. That's how to use skills in cloud code. Those kind of thing you can explore furthermore over here. Okay, so with that, I will stop. I hope so. We talked in this video series, like I gave an overview of skills. We did two demonstration, NGSQC analysis, then single cell analysis, using existing skills. And also towards the end, I talked about how to build your own skills and try to give further resource material that you can read it. And again, this field is growing. What I'm talking today may not be relevant after few months or few years, but this is really a very important topic, concept that Anthropic team developed. You know, yeah. So with that, I will stop here. I hope this series was useful to you. If yes, please support the channel. Please share among your networks, and so that others will also get benefited. So thank you. I'll see you in next exciting video series. Bye bye.